The Chibs era of Doctor Who is kind of like a bad case of the trots. Most days he takes a dump in his trousers. The only difference is that this time he managed to take a dump on the floor. Let's get into this work of brilliance. We start with the last time Dr. Nasty and her fam visited the Daleks, then we fast forward to 367 minutes later, and these two seem to be doing something shady. What is it? Well, I'm already too bored to care. Oh dear, it's Chib's stupid-looking Dalek. Why, whatever could this mean? Then a dude orders a cup of tea and gets woozy. I guess this means the BBC has unqualified checkboxes running the catering truck now. Then his Dalek gets stolen. You suck, dude. Then, oh my, stand-in Trump is back. Gotta keep up with what's hip, yo. And he's doing something shady too. Shadiness abound, yo. Here's the UK's new technology secretary, and she seems kind of evil. Perfect for a modern-day Western world leader. Then it seems there's a riot going on under them. I guess this is a leftist-run city then. Then out comes Bling Bling Dalek. Surely it will get rid of the rabble, but no, it just sprays and smokes them with stuff, and then gives them all a headache. How disappointing. Leo says he invented the thing himself. Well, Leo, you don't really look like Davros, but people these days are very good at convincing themselves of their own importance, so anything's possible. Stand-in Trump says it's the security equivalent of an iPhone, so that means it will be throttled and bricked in what, 3 years? Next, we go back to hell, or sorry, Dr. Nasty and Space Prison. There's one good thing I must say about the first 8 minutes. There was no Dr. Nasty. Dr. Nasty is often absent from her own show. But alas, it couldn't last. Time for our usual cringe. Dr. Nasty is sad. Well, most Doctor Who fans were sad after what you and Chibs the Idiot did to this once-beloved franchise last year. Now they're well past the acceptance stage and have come to terms with the fact that this show is done. But like a bad case of hemorrhoids, you keep coming back. Then we get a tour of Space Jail where we get reintroduced to Doctor Who's greatest hits, and some relics from the old days when Doctor Who wasn't crap, but none of them are as disturbing as Dr. Nasty's scraunch face. Then we get to revisit Graham and the Inconsequentials, and it seems Yaz, the most wooden of wooden planks, is trying to solve the case of the missing Dr. Nasty instead of, actually going to work. Because remember folks, she's the bestest cop ever and checkboxes can't be fired for never going to work because that's discrimination. Then Graham tells her about the Daleks spraying water on people a year earlier because it's only Yaz that can save the day. She seems less than pleased to learn that stand-in Trump is involved. Yep, you tell that evil white patriarchal bastard, or here's an idea, go to work! Then a year later, it seems stand-in Trump's friend is about to become Prime Minister. I'm sure this will work out wonderfully, Lady PM. And Lady PM, because of course it is. Take that, Boris Johnson. Lady PM wants the Daleks rolled out nationally without proper testing. Well, I see you're well qualified for this position. Next, Graham and the Inconsequentials pay a visit to stand-in Trump, and Yaz gives him a piece of her mind. You tell that white bastard, you wonderful plank of wood and absenteeism. But as usual, Yaz sucks and fails, and seems confused as to why stand-in Trump doesn't just give himself up. That's one thing about these types. Society tells them they can do anything, and when reality hits them in the ass, they just pout. Then we go back to Dr. Nasty in Space Jail. Oh wait, you're still here. I thought this was supposed to be the Az show now. Then, good God, John Barrowman, how desperate do you have to be? He's come to get Dr. Nasty out. Why, dude? Just why? He has a breakout ball. Don't mention that word to Dr. Nasty, man. It might result in some triggering and bitching. Then Dr. Nasty tries making a joke about Captain Desperation having some work done, and he says you could talk. Oh, she does, man. She never shuts up. It seems Captain Desperation committed a few crimes so he could be in space jail. Well, ruining the legacy of the once great Torchwood is a crime. In any real former Doctor Who fan's book, Captain Desperation seems upset that Dr. Nasty isn't grateful. Get used to it, dude. She's horrible. It took him 19 years. Good lord, dude, why? Then we go back to stand-in Trump, and he really seems to be overacting in this one. Perhaps Chris Noth saw the humor in his situation. Maybe he just came back to troll. His robot inventor friend is worried about the speed of the introduction of the Daleks. Why, dude, the new Lady PM said everything would be fine. And do you really want to go up against that agenda? It seems he's concerned about the organic residue in the Dalek casing. Should have done your research, dude. It seems he also took the residue and grew a Khaled mutant. As the current production team says, a what? And stand-in Trump isn't very happy and wants it destroyed. Then scientist dude gets dragged into the incinerator and then gets possessed by the voice of Nicholas Briggs. Next, Dr. Nasty and Captain Desperation make it back to Dr. Nasty's TARDIS, and Dr. Nasty gives Captain Desperation an unenthusiastic gold star. Man, you suck, dude. Why did you free this bag of misery? Dr. Nasty says she was imprisoned for being herself. Makes sense, but just at a time when she wasn't sure who she was, referencing last year's calamity. You're terrible. That's what you are. Dr. Nasty decides to go and visit Graham in the Inconsequentials, where we see Yaz still not at work, thinking she's important, capable, and competent, while Graham and Ryan contemplate their futures. Perhaps it's a bit too late for that. You two are forever sullied. Then the TARDIS appears, and out pops Dr. Nasty wearing her usual rainbow clown outfit, and Yaz gets grumpy with her for being away for so long, and then gives lovey eyes at the Doctor, foreshadowing next season, and Captain Desperation calls Graham a silver fox, intimating that nobody is straight on this show anymore. It seems Dr. Nasty was off by 10 months. Oh no, it should have been much longer, like forever. Then Dr. Nasty seems surprised to hear that there's a Dalek. Really though, you know Daleks have to appear once a year, why the hell are you surprised? Then we go to Osaka, where the possessed voice of Nicholas Briggs is up to some mischief. Oh dear, we have more mutants. What a pickle. Then Ryan reminds Captain Desperation of how good they are. Yep, Yaz is the epitome of greatness. I wish I could be so great while still never going to work. Then Captain Jack reminds us that Rose is trapped in a parallel universe. Well, it's better than partaking in this crap. Then Yaz gives a look of jealousy. You know who's jealous? People that actually go to work. Then they head off to check the wackiness in Osaka, where Dr. Nasty gets to give a lecture to stand-in Trump, telling off the evil patriarchal white bastard again, eh? Man, how I miss these moments. He's been 3D printing Daleks, and Dr. Nasty gives a pissy look. Or maybe it's just her usual addressing straight white dudes look. I just can't tell anymore. Then Captain Jack and Yaz have a conversation about being special and continue hinting at Yaz's sexy attraction to Dr. Nasty. Then Yaz tells Jack that he seems insecure because he seems to need a lot of praise. So says you, Plank. Then they come across the clone farm. Oh no, what a pickle. Then the new female UKPM decides to rip off Victory of the Daleks. Meh, whatever. Is anybody actually surprised by this point? Then stand-in Trump is confused by the size of the TARDIS. So many times this has been done, and yet it never seemed quite as tedious as it does here. Then Dr. Nasty gives him another lecture. Then Yaz gets caught in tentacles. Great work! Then Dr. Nasty and Ryan have a discussion about beanies and being neglectful, and we get the first hints that Ryan might be leaving. Good for you, man. Then Dr. Nasty gets needy, and then reminds us once again of how Chibs the idiot destroyed Doctor Who canon. Next, they show up at the mutant factory and things ain't looking so good, and the voice of Nicholas Briggs now controls all the Daleks, and stand-in Trump continues his terrible overacting. They liquefied some humans, and stand-in Trump only seems to be concerned about it being a PR disaster. Wow, how clever, Chibs. Then the voice of Nicholas Briggs says he wants to use the Earth as a base, because Chibs couldn't come up with anything better. Then the government Daleks start shooting people. Could this be foreshadowing things to come? Then they take out new female PM. Well, that was quite the effective administration. Then Dr. Nasty brings the fam and stand-in Trump to the real Dalek ship, which is filled with Dalek racial purity enforcers, so they can get rid of impure Daleks. They're supposed to represent the right, aren't they, Chibs? Well, how clever. And then stand-in Trump decides to join the Daleks. Wow, Chibs, what a twist. I'm sure nobody saw that coming. Then Ryan makes a joke about Graham being old, and Yaz gives Dr. Nasty another sexy look. Then Dr. Nasty gives the Daleks a lecture, but oh dear, the TARDIS is a fake and the Daleks get shrunk. Then Dr. Nasty gives stand-in Trump another lecture. Then he becomes a national hero and hints at a revived presidential run. Wow, once again, how clever, Chibs. Then Ryan and Graham finally save themselves from this dumpster fire, so now Yaz and the Doctor can have some sexy alone time. But oh dear, sexy time might get interrupted because this dude is joining them. I have no idea who this person is, but apparently he sounds like Donald Duck. What fun! And that's it for today. Don't forget to subscribe and check your subscription and notification status because, once again, YouTube continues to delete everything. Follow me on Parler and troll me on Twitter. And as always, everyone, thanks for watching and have a great day.